Operation.
Hello, stream.
Hello,
Hello,
stream.
everyone.
Hello.
Hello, Storm.
We're currently locked in a tug of war death battle over who's going to do the recap tonight.
All right. Oh,
Austin?
No, I don't
No,
know.
Zuri.
Steph volunteered.
I'll do
Oh,
it,
I
I'll
didn't
do it.
hear her.
Just so I do remember starting in the right place. Where did we start?
We
We
started
woke
with
up.
everyone waking up either at the compound or in the bed of a large Leonin.
Okay, that's right. So Ophelia
Emphasis on
was
large.
yes. Ophelia was hanging out with her big burly man friend, and was gonna reconnect with the group at a later time. However, the rest of the group was hanging out in the compound after everybody got up. If I remember correctly, we went to the library, and Varian was looking for some specific books. Zuri was looking for a specific book, and then this handsome cat fellow came through and was kind of like checking everybody out, being like super sus on everybody and like, what's going on here? Y'all taking care of Varian? And we're like, yeah, we're taking care of Varian. And so then once Ophelia reconvened, then Azrael was like, all right, I'm a dip. And he's like, I got a date with a hot lady friend. And so he dipped and went back to the office with the crazy, emotionally unstable lady who he had spoken to about kind of like what he was doing, and if he could get some intel on a prisoner. And then we faded to black on that. However, the rest of the group then went and gathered. We went to Zuri's grandparents' house, and we all had a blast. Zuri's grandpa told a great story. Zuri's grandma gave Ophelia a fabulous bracelet. Everyone was involved in the wolf bear man wolf story. Then we left. Then the group left Zuri's grandparents' house, and prior to leaving Zuri's grandparents' house, Zuri's grandmother asked if she had heard anything from her father, which Zuri replied very scowledly, no, f that guy. And then they went back to the underground where they had met with Adalia, and Adalia was tending to the water elemental spirits, and Azrael had gotten there first, and he was kind of standing off in the corner, which then kind of freaked out Adalia, and she was like, "Oh my, wait, it's not Adalia. Is it Adalia? Am I right? Am I not right?"
Do you mean an Odysseia?
Odysseia, not Adalia. Adalia is Varian's mom. And right?
No.
Kind of, sort of.
Leader of the compound.
Yeah, leader of the compound. So Odysseia was down there tending to the elementals, and Azrael had gotten there first, and he was standing off in the corner, all standoffish, like, I must check what's going on over here. And she was then spooked by Azrael chilling. And then while the rest of the group was arriving, she was then preparing the scrolls while we were reconvening. And then we had all gotten there. We're like, yo, what's up? And we had all kind of gotten back together. Like, what have you been doing? What have you been doing? So we reconvened a little bit. And then we were in what's the word? A tizzy. We were in a tizzy as to who was going to hold the scroll to come back to Nexus. And Fenrir was like, I'll hold it. And we were like, well, we don't know what his best judgment is at the moment, because he's kind of like, I don't like you, but like, and I'll kill you. And we're like, and so then he had made a statement that like he would die for any of us. And so then we're like, all right, well, he says this, so let's take him at his word. We'll see where that gets us. And so then we were sent to the plane of air, and we were in the plane of air, and we were in this dark, scary room. And for those of us who can kind of see, we seen 2 dead bodies, and we kind of checked out those 2 dead bodies. Then there was a door with a lock, and if I remember correctly, Fenrir was like, I'm going to bust through this door because I'm a big, strong man. And so got through the door.
Not quite. You guys did open it pretty stealthily.
Oh, we opened it stealthily, not loudly. It was very quiet because we don't know what killed these two people. And there was some light shining through the cracks. And so there was a little bit of light, and it was kind of like a laboratory down there with some weird contraptions. But once we had gotten up to the next floor, then we heard some skittling, some scattling, and Fenrir was like, "Yo, is anybody here?" And we were like, "Shut the fuck up, bro! Like, you don't do that. Like, no." And then there was this, what was he, like a bird? He was a bird. He was a bird thing, and
Kenku.
yes, a Kenku. Thank you. He appeared in front of us, and he's like, "Shh, you don't do that. Like, no." And then there was a bunch of other scuttling, and so there was this creepy looking scorpion, wolf bat, spider looking thing that appeared
Not inaccurate.
that like dropped down, and he's like, run, bros. And so we're all like, all right, let's go. So run at the door, and then all of a sudden it was a scuttle, like it was fighting, and they were everywhere, like all these wolf bat, spider, scorpion looking things were everywhere, and there was this big one, and we couldn't get out of this tizzy because Fenrir was like, I'm gonna be this big strong man and protect y'all like I said I was going to do, and give y'all my life, like I'm gonna die for y'all. And we're like what are you doing, bro? Like, stop that. So then Zuri got picked up by the big like crazy huge bat, spider, scorpion looking thing, and she was able to command it to let her go, and Ophelia bravely stayed back with her to protect her, and we were able to get Fenrir away from the big scary looking thing, get around the corner, and then as we were running, and there was lots of fireballs going on, lots of protection, and the Kenku shot an arrow of acid toward one of the exits. Varian shot this like spider web stuff to the ground and like caught all these enemies, and it was extremely intense. However, we ran off the edge, and now we are falling. And as we are falling, Varian sprouted wings like a baby angel, eagle thing. And here we are.
Hey,
Yes, indeed.
I took a calculated risk, but man, am I bad at math.
It happens to the best of us.
I think I got it all. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
No, that was very comprehensive. Well done. Go ahead and take your inspiration.
Woo! Can you guys hear my
I-
AC?
A little bit.
I could at first, but then it stopped.
How does one take an inspiration?
You can write down anywhere on your sheet that you have an inspiration.
There's also a spot you can put. Usually it's for Bardic.
Mhm.
At the top on the left-hand side, right above where all your skills are, there's a little box, and you just click in it, and it creates a little the D&D symbol.
Where is that at? Oh, inspiration. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you.
All right. So, last we left off, everyone was plummeting to their deaths.
I thought it was a dramatic pauses for the music.
It was.
Like waiting on us to like
Oh, is
start
it?
screaming or something, like ah.
I was trying, but my
You
mic
can.
didn't pick it up. I was like, ah! Oh, there we go. Now it's picking it up. Ah.
So as all of you are tumbling end over end down towards the thunderclouds far beneath you, you catch glimpses of the city above you. What seems to be earth beneath it, like it's floating in the air. Catch glimpses of Varian not falling anymore, but golden wings sprouting from behind him. You catch glimpses of the Kenku you saw, who does not seem to be tumbling, but seems to be diving down like an arrow towards deeper down into the clouds. What would you all like to do as you fall?
I'm gonna do the good old angel maneuver and widen out to get a better view. And then, who is closest to me? Because I went last.
It would be whoever went second to last, so I think that was Fenrir.
You're lucky, old man. Azrael is going to go from angel to arrow and dive towards Fenrir first.
Okay.
And he's gonna
I'm gonna
summon
reach,
angel next on to so that there's space in between.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach my hand out towards them and try and grab on.
Okay.
Yep.
Ophelia, Zeri.
Ophelia is just looking for any hard surface, like steady surface, ground, for a Misty Step transfer. So, like, I know, but, like, that's what my character would be doing. So I would be saying she's not looking, she's literally in survival mode, looking out, like, just high perception mode right now, as she's trying to hold back her panic.
Okay.
Zuri would be doing a similar thing. However, she is going to air swim toward Ophelia and then kick her toward everyone else.
Okay.
My ass!
As all of you are falling, Varian, you look behind you and you realize you're not falling with them. And they're rapidly disappearing.
I'm gonna try and like figure out, like, I feel like Varian is like still sort of trying to figure out how to follow after them, but not know what's happening. And
Well, you better
like,
figure out quick because you got 30 feet.
yeah, well, I can technically fly, so Varian is attempting to fly towards them.
Okay. So, as Azrael tries to link arms with Fenrir, and Fenrir tries to link arms with everybody else, Zuri, you kick Ophelia towards them. As Ophelia, you're trying to find any solid purchase to Misty Step, but there's nothing.
I'm yelling. I'm gonna yell out for her. Grab my hand.
Seeing that Angel's gonna link with Fenrir.
Okay.
This scowling tiefling woman is just angrily looking at him due to what has just transpired in the past, and Azrael's actually gonna leave Fenrir behind and shoot towards Ophelia because she's by herself. It's kind of tumbling.
Zuri, are you trying to link on to Ophelia and Azrael?
Yes.
Varian, in your awkward flight situation as you're trying to keep up with them, you're actually just falling at this point, just with style.
Yeah, I literally imagine he's like twisting around as the wind catches on his wings and like pulls one this way, and then he's like, no, not that. Yeah, it's just a big awkward, looks like a big flail.
By the time, Azrael, you grab onto Ophelia. Zuri, you grab onto Ophelia. Fenrir, you've got Angel next to you, and Angel grabs onto Azrael. You're all connected, and suddenly a tumbling Varian into you guys. I would like all of you to make these strength checks.
Are
You
we
can do
doing this?
Athletics. Yeah, athletics.
They said good one, Chief. Alright, it's not too bad.
Can I argue our acrobatics?
No, because this is gonna be the pure strength to hold on. Well,
Okay.
if you fail, we'll do acrobatics in a second. Okay. So Fenrir manages to hold on to. Well, at least make the athletics check for Angel as well.
Oh, my bad. I forgot. Sorry.
Okay.
It is the not so strong one. Where the fuck is it? There it is. It's a -1.
Oh!
Yeah. So as Varian knocks into you all, Fenrir, you managed to keep a hold onto Azrael, and Azrael, you managed to keep a hold onto Ophelia. But Zuri gets knocked away. Varian, you get knocked away as well, as so does Angel. As the three of you get tumbling off into away from the rest of the party.
Can I attempt to go catch Zuri, since it's
Yes. At this point, I would like the three of you who failed, which was Zuri,
Zuri.
Varian, Ophelia, and Angel, to make me a acrobatics check.
You just said I was able to hold on to her.
She can't hold on to you.
Ah, fuck. Okay.
Okay.
And that was for Angel. Oops.
Okay. So, Varian, you tried to catch on to Zuri, but still you're trying to figure these wings out, and the two of you collide into each other. At the very least, both of you have your arms wrapped around each other, not very tightly, but you're just tumbling over and over. Occasionally your wing will catch with air again, and you'll go tumbling the other way, getting whipped back and forth. Ophelia, you managed to quickly latch on after doing a kind of a mid-air somersault to Azrael's leg, and Angel kind of just dives down coolly and latches onto the back of Fenrir.
I apologize, Zuri, but Varian is definitely screaming, probably sobbing a little bit, freaking the fuck out. It might
Everyone,
be more of a hug than it was that, because he's like, ah!
at this moment, oh, go ahead.
If Varian is freaking out, then Zuri would grab Varian's face and be like, "Pull your shit together and figure this shit out."
Work them wings, boy.
At this moment, those of you that are not Zuri and Varian can see suddenly the Kenku that you were following, so below you, suddenly just almost like it instantly changed direction, just go from vertical to horizontal, and disappears towards the distance. As a split second later, you figure out why, as you hit what seems to be a horrifically powerful air current, and all of you start to tumble horizontal as well along this air current as it whips past you at hurricane force speeds. I would like all of you to make me athletics checks again.
Cool. This is mine.
Poor Zuri and Varian. Oh no. This is the third nat one this session so far.
Better to get them all out now!
I need one from Fenrir as well.
I did. I rolled an 11.
Oh, I'm sorry, you did it first. Okay. Yeah, the strength of these winds literally tears you apart from each other. Despite holding on to clothes and to each other's hands, the force just yanks you apart, and all of you are separated once again. As you go tumbling horizontal. All of you are independently tumbling at this point, completely separated from each other. I would like all of you to make me acrobatics checks.
Oh, that was mine. The 5 is me. Sorry. Having to switch between the names is kind of a pain in the ass. Cool. You shake your head at me.
Too bad. Yeah, so after you start tumbling once again, some of you begin to right yourselves. Fenrir, Ophelia, Angel, all begin to kind of slow your tumbling, and you begin to kind of follow the current, kind of going with the flow rather than against it. Unfortunately, Varian's wings are not doing him any favors, as one gust catches, and you're just back and forth tumbling. Azrael, I'm assuming you get the 5.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Another nat 1. Azrael and Zuri, you also are unable to right yourselves, tumbling back and forth.
Can
But
I
not
do a
reach out.
survival
Nope.
check?
Unfortunately, no.
Sad.
I'm going to reach my hand towards Ophelia, and I'm guessing that we can't really hear each other speak with this win,
No.
but I'm still gonna try and scream. Grab my hand.
So Fenrir's going for Ophelia. Who's Angel going for?
I can protect the king here. I assume she would go for Azrael first.
Okay. Ophelia, are you going for anybody?
How far away are we?
You're still thankfully within 30 feet of each other. The wind is so powerful, it's keeping you guys together. But you're still just kind of tumbling. You're almost knocking into each other. It's like a vortex rather than a single stream.
Okay, so Fenrir is holding on to me right now, right?
No, Fenrir's going for
Oh,
you.
he's going for me.
Yeah, Angel's going for Azrael. Who are you going for?
I'd be going for Zuri.
Okay. Then I would like all three of you to make me athletics checks, and I would like Varian, Zuri, and Azrael to either make me acrobatics or athletics checks. Your choice.
Okay. So Angel has to do an athletics.
Yes.
Can I do an action instead? Can I Misty Step to Zuri?
I'll allow that.
Yes.
But then Fenrir is not going to be able to grab onto you.
Fuck. Okay, fine. You said athletics?
Or acrobatics. Oh no, for you, athletics. Okay. So let's start from the beginning. Fenrir, you're going for Ophelia. Thankfully, you managed to just grab on to her clothing. Probably not in a appropriate place, but right now it's survival, and doesn't really matter. Varian, you are by yourself. I don't think anyone's going for you right now. So with a 14, you finally are kind of getting a hold of your wings, and you manage to at least right yourself. You're no longer tumbling, which is going to make further checks easier. Zuri, Ophelia's coming for you, but she's flailing, kind of like, I've got you, Zuri! And you managing to right yourself help her latch onto you. And then, of course, Angel tries to latch onto you, Azrael, and you also assist. So all of you are now latching onto each other once again, except for Varian, who's kind of like with the wings. Might want to pull those goggles down. As you guys kind of right yourself and collect each other once again, you can see ahead of you, probably about a good 120 or so feet, is that Kenku, who's, without the tumbling, doesn't have the air resistance that you have, so he's been going a little faster. When suddenly you see another creature kind of swoop in, diving so fast into the little black dot of the Kenku, you can't even see exactly what it is. It just is gone, taking the black dot of the Kenku with it.
Oh god, he's dead! She screams louder.
Yeah, me too.
I would like all of you to make me perception checks, or if you guys want to try to latch onto Varian as well, you can forego this perception check with either an athletics or acrobatics. Whoever's going for Varian.
Varian would like to try and latch onto Azrael.
Okay.
Or Angel.
We're all going for the life raft.
Azrael's gonna look. Azrael's gonna do the perception, but Angel's gonna try and grab Varian here.
Am I
Sorry, did you
between
say
anyone?
athletics or
am I one of
acrobatics?
You can be if you want.
Am I between? Am I on the end of this chain, or am I in the middle?
You can be in the middle or at the end or whatever you want.
All right. I'm gonna say I'm at the end, and I am going to let go and go for Varian. So I did roll the perception, but never mind that. Can I change my mind there real quick?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Athletics.
Well, you wouldn't have to let go because everyone else is also going for Varian.
They're not.
Okay.
It's actually just me. Everybody else rolled. Well, I guess
Angel's
it's a mix.
going for Varian.
I'm going.
Yeah.
Ophelia's going and Angel.
Yeah. So Angel, Fenrir, and Ophelia are all going, so you don't have to let go of everyone else.
Okay.
So with all of you kind of linking arms or linking legs, Ophelia and Fenrir kind of form a pincer movement as Angel goes right up the middle, and you manage to basically just tackle into Varian and grab his wings and just kind of bear hug him into all of you. As this is going on, Azriel and Zuri, you can all see two things. One, just to your left, that flash of color with a disappearing Kenku has reappeared right next to you guys, flying along in the jet stream now, kind of catching up. And you see the Kenku cloak fluttering in the wind, riding what seems to be a hippogriff.
Ooh.
Nice.
Oh.
The hippogriff's wings are kind of folded in, and it's just jet streaming along with the Kenku. Ahead of you, rapidly approaching, you can also see coming out of the clouds beneath you, out of a big white fluffy cloud. At first is what looks like almost like a fin coming out of the cloud. But as it gets bigger and bigger, you see it breaching the cloud. And you see an airship.
Ooh.
Mm.
Happy days.
You vaguely hear over the wind, "Grab on! Grab on!" As the Kenku with the hippogriff moves kind of in front of you guys.
Yeah, grab your hands.
Yeah, grab your hands.
Two people can grab onto the hippogriff, and they're gonna have to make athletics checks. So who's it gonna be? What's that,
I
Zuri?
have I'll do it.
Well, don't just roll.
I'm pushing Zuri and whoever else is closest to me to.
Ophelia's not
It's-
letting go of Varian's leg, so.
I have a +6 to athletics, so I'm gonna be one of them. I'll try.
Okay, so Fenrir's gonna be one. Who wants to be the other?
I'll
I'm-
be the other.
Yeah, I'm pushing
Zuri?
Zuri.
Okay. So Zuri and Fenrir, please roll me athletics checks.
I did. It's a 7.
Reroll,
Oh, there
please.
we go.
Zuri, please re-roll.
Okay.
Okay. So, as Zuri, you try to grab on to one of the back hooves of the hippogriff. It's furry. It's kind of there. You're worried about it's going to kick you in the face as it kind of like is kind of jerking as you try to grab it, and you just keep slipping. Fenrir, you manage to grab onto its back right leg. And the moment that the Kenku seems to feel the tug of you guys' wind resistance, he basically commands the hippogriff to just basically open its wings. As it does, you all not only begin to suddenly stop as the wind shifts, but the hippogriff dives out of the vortex and towards this airship. You all are rapidly approaching, and the hippogriff is screeching out, probably because there are 6 people on its one leg at this point. But it begins to beat its wings as fast as possible as you all streak towards this airship. Zuri, make me one more athletics check. You keep desperately trying to grab onto its other leg, but the pain is causing the hippogriff to kick now. As you can't get hold. Go ahead.
Can I attempt to try to make my wings copy what his wings are doing to try and
Yeah.
ease the burden?
Absolutely. So you also throw out your wings, and you can all feel yourselves kind of shift suddenly again as the speed begins to bleed between the hippogriff's wings and your wings now. But you're still all approaching the deck of this airship very quickly. Quicker than you thought, as suddenly all of you begin to slam into the deck one by one. Being at the head of this kind of convoy of collapsing people onto the wooden deck, I need Zuri and Fenrir to both make me either acrobatics or athletics checks. So, as you all tumble across the wooden deck, the Hippogriff and the Kenku Rider, you all having let go, just continues forward to let the speed fly out. You all tumble. Most of you, having just barely made it, don't even reach the other end. But Fenrir and Zuri, as you tumble towards it, Fenrir, you just grab onto the deck, your fingernails kind of digging into the wood to stop yourself. Zuri, right over the edge.
Can I try and hold on with one hand and grab her with the other?
Nope. You are barely hanging on yourself.
Can I go after her?
You can certainly try. But as you are tumbling, it's going to take you a second to get up and get the wherewithal to do so. Zuri, as you tumble over the edge, you can see there's no one holding on to you now, and you can see blank sky and the rumbling thunder beneath you.
Can I use Space Step and teleport back?
Yes, but just as you're about to do that, just as you go over the edge, you're going to feel a sharp pain in your chest and your back as something sinks into you. You're going to hear a voice above you. Sorry, hang on. As all of you kind of come to, you see on the edge of the ship, hanging on, is a tall birdman. Not like the Kenku, but he seems much larger and stockier. Oh, help!
Azul's gonna try and tumble and like somersault up and then run towards Bird Dude.
Yep, as you about to reach the Bird Dude, Varian gets there as well. Both of you grab on and begin to pull him up. His talons having sunk into Zuri, piercing your skin to keep you from going over the edge, as he yanks you up and over. And with one final heave, you all collapse on the deck.
Thank God. Thought I was gonna die.
I'll take the fall for that one.
Ian is going to tackle Azrael and like in like a big hug, and he's definitely crying into your shirt and freaking out into your shirt.
He's like trying to get his own bearings. What the fuck is going on here? Why are you crying? Why do you have wings? Someone explain.
Varian is trying to talk to you, but you can't make sense of what he's saying in between the freaking out, sobbing, panic.
Zuri sees that everybody is like freaking out, and she casts calm emotions.
Okay, go ahead and ping it for me. Okay, I'd like everyone to make me a charisma saving throw, or you can choose to fail it.
Do I understand what's happening?
Yeah, I'd say if the spell is going to affect if the spell is going to affect you, you know what's happening.
Okay, I choose to be calm.
Yeah, I will allow it to.
Azrael, Fenrir.
Because I'm obstinate.
Okay, you are not calmed down. Fenrir? You are calmed down, despite your insistence.
Against your will.
Yeah, against your will.
There's a lot of shit going on, and it's just a random spell. He's like, I don't trust anybody on this fucking ship.
Oh, that feels good. Zuri, are you all right?
I'm okay. Are you okay?
I'm okay. We're okay. Why does he have wings? Why do you have wings?
Right? Someone please explain.
Where
Why
are
the
I
fuck do you have wings?
I was born with them.
Not
I don't
you.
know.
Who's he? Wait, where are we?
I have wings. I don't.
You're aboard the airship Davden. I'm Davden. Who are you? And as you look around, you see other bird-like people scattered about the deck, looking at all of you with a bit of awe and shock.
I'm pretty sure at this point the wings fade because they only last for a minute.
Yeah, we'll say they begin to fade at this point, especially now that you're calmer.
He said ship Davden?
Yeah, he said you're on the air. Yeah, you're on the airship Davden. I'm Davden.
Okay, ship
Zuri's gonna hold out her hand and be like, "It's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for saving our lives."
Likewise, you need a bandage. I'm sorry, I had to act quickly.
No,
As
I'll
you're
take
bleeding
care of it.
profusely from your shoulder.
I'll take care of it. And Zuri's gonna cast Healing Word on herself. And as she does, she's going to squeal just slightly.
Oh, a healer. You all right? Are all of you all right?
No, we just free fell off of a cliff.
First time?
Yes, and hopefully the last time. Where's...
Awesome.
Did she...
Veritas can do that spinning thing where a dog is like chasing his tail as he's trying to figure out where the wings went and where they came from in the first place as he's spinning around in a circle trying to see his own back. And like
Zuri's going to run up to Varian and like lift up his shirt and like look at his back and just like look to see like what the fuck just came out of his back and like touching all over him. There's nothing here. Where did they go?
I don't know. They were there, right? There was wings. They were right. That happened.
They were there. Like you're not hallucinating. They were there.
I don't. How? What?
And then Zuri's gonna like slowly crest the back, like how majestic.
As this is, sorry, Finrir. As this is occurring, you will see the hippogriff with that the Kenku come and land softly on the deck, and you can continue.
I reckon I could have done things differently back there. I'm sorry about that.
What are you sorry about exactly? Need to be specific here, Mike.
Yelling back out in the building.
Zuri's hair is going to turn red, and she's going to come up to you, Fenrir, and grab you by your armor and pull you to her face. What the fuck do you think you were doing? By all the deities and the gods, like, what the hell, man?
Thought I could find help.
And she's gonna like grab your cheeks and be like, "You fuck up like that again, and you almost get us killed. I will let Ophelia fucking kill you."
Whoa.
Maybe we should have this conversation another time when we're not in front of our new guests. Hello, hi. Davdin, was it?
Yeah.
Davdin.
What?
Where did you all come from?
Would you believe if we said Nexus?
What's Nexus?
That's even from us.
That Kenku hops off of his hippogriff and runs over to Davdin and is like, and you can see the difference. Davdin is easily about 6.5 feet tall, where the Kenku is probably about 4 and some change. The Kenku's just like, Davdin's like, what? And you see him lean down and he begins to whisper, little beak chittering in his ear. Where the fuck are you people from?
I told you, Nexus.
What's Nexus? Is
It's
that
a
supposed to mean something to me?
Different plane of existence.
Are you from a different
Mike.
ship? Is it the airship Nexus?
No.
A different plane.
Different plane of existence. We're sent here looking for gems. Specific gems.
Is this another prank? I'm sick of you pies not respecting me. Alright?
Mate, come here. Look. We're looking for these. And Azur's gonna pull it out of his bag. We're sent here by Odysseia.
I don't know what that is, and I don't know who Odysseia is.
And I pull out the fucking
Can
badge.
you say something I understand?
We went
We
through
found-
a portal to get here with magic
Yes,
from a different place.
That's
exactly.
impossible.
It's very, very far away.
We found a different way
Well,
without bringing abominations. Well, we need more of
Well,
these
apparently
crystals.
so was having wings, but apparently that's not impossible.
Look around you. Kid.
He's
For me, I don't have wings. Except now I have wings. I don't know what's happening.
having an existential crisis. Don't worry about him.
He's going through some changes. It happens with young boys. Devdin, my turn. Do you know how, like, 20 years ago or so, in some odd change, the planes used to be connected through magic portals, kind of like these, and she'll use minor illusion to illustrate one of the older portals. And, well,
Vaguely.
now, you with me so far?
Vaguely.
Okay, great. Well, the planes got disconnected. We don't know why. And, well, happy to let you know that we're trying to figure out, well, how to get those back up and running again. Because we're from Nexus. And then she'll minor illusion again, a tiny little city, as if you're holding, like a small gilded oval mirror, and looking down into it shows the city of Nexus.
Okay. I'm with you so far. I think.
Good. I did it, guys.
Yeah.
I'm great.
You're amazing.
Where are the others? He says to the little Kenku. Oh, what do you mean you don't know? You're supposed to stick together. Look, we'll head back to the Odyssey here in a bit, but I need to stay here for the rest of the scouts. Do you need food, water?
Please.
All of it.
Right. He kind of snaps at a couple other of the bird people, and they run off. They have Arakok where you're from?
I'm familiar on occasion.
Okay. I can recognize human, human, points to Ophelia and says human. Varian, human, points to Ziri, human, points to you, Azrael. I don't know what you are.
I'm a tiefling. Don't worry about it. It doesn't fucking matter. Do you know what this is? He's like
Red human,
holding
gotcha.
up. Red human with horns. He's like holding up the crystal. Do you know what this is?
A rock.
Fuck. Do you have any idea about the Crown Prince? Is he still alive?
No.
Any royal family whatsoever?
We should wait till we get back to the city.
The city we came from?
No, that's Akka. That's... Bless you.
Don't laugh at me.
The timing was so good.
It's where we used to be from. Before everything... Well, before those creatures took over.
Yeah, what the hell were those?
Those are the creatures from the portal.
That's what yours look like?
Do yours look different?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, they do.
There was more tentacles.
That one, what he said.
Those big ones have plenty. Did you see one of those?
We did, however,
Look
the cases
like a
used to look
spider,
different.
bat, wolf, scorpion thing.
No, those are the small ones. I know what you're talking about. We call them corresponds.
Big lobster.
Those are chuls. That's the one with the tentacles.
There's bigger ones?
Yeah.
It seems as if these abominations have different ones for different planes.
The ones that fly too. Which we're
Yeah.
waiting for our scouts to get back. If they show up, we're having to leave. So I hope they get here soon. He says at least to the little Kenku. I'm Davden. I know this one can't introduce himself, but this is Loose Arrow.
Loose arrow.
The little kangaroo turns to you and opens its beak, and a little noise of like an arrow being loosed from a bow.
That's adorable.
It's a neat trick.
No, wait, I'm still confused. Is it loose arrow or is it that what he just did? How do I enunciate it?
It's that, but we just say Loose Arrow. You don't have Kenku where you're from either.
Not that many.
You know, I'm not exactly equipped for diplomacy. They don't teach that at captain school. I'm just here on a requisition run. I think maybe in the interest of not screwing anything up, I should wait to get you to the council.
That sounds like a good idea.
Perfect. Just please forgive any what do they call them? His chain looks up at him. Faux pas that I commit. Thank you.
Faux pas.
Yeah, that one. Arrow, get your hippogriff below deck. And we're gonna be having words when we get back.
Thank you for helping us, saving us.
Of course, it's. I guess you wouldn't know this, but it's a rule here. So no one falls. That's the rule.
Thank you for getting us out of there in the first place, Lucero.
Lucero, walking away, kind of turns around and does a little pirouette and just gives you a bow. And then
Before
you see a
he-
single wing come up like this, and it walks away.
Before he walks away all the way, Zuri runs up to him and gives him one of like the snacks that her grandmother made.
Okay. He with a little beak and then continues on. As you guys kind of sit here for a second, you'll see what seems to be a line of hippogriffs off in the distance, about 4 of them flying towards the airship. Calls kind of ring out, little squawks and alert noises. As Davden looks towards them, oh, they're on their way. Perfect. We'll get you there soon. Food and water. Didn't I tell you someone to go get the... Sorry, I'm kind of new at this. Get moving! You see them begin to scramble.
If you need some pointers, I can help you. I'm a captain myself.
You drive an airship too.
More of captain of men, not necessarily airships.
Oh. Yeah, we should... Well, we should talk after you speak to the council.
Fair enough.
How do you get them to listen?
They need to respect you first.
Fuck. We'll work on that. One by one, the hippogriffs come down, landing on the deck. You see one of them seems to be a human that's riding one of the hippogriffs. The other 3 seem to be... 2 of them seem to be Arakakra, and one seems to be another Kenku. Jesus. The human in there immediately disembarks and yells out, "Where is Lucero? I'm going to wring his fucking neck."
In his defense, he did save us. And he's below deck.
Who the hell are you? We've been over this already. We talked about it. Just take the hippogriffs below deck. We need to get out of here. Good, because there's Zydrakes on the way. And you didn't lead with that? Fucking... All hands! Prepare! As he calls out, and everyone starts to scramble. You all need to get below deck right now.
No fighting?
No, if we can help it.
Well, my method
Which
anyway.
Would help if you go below deck. Thank you.
Ophelia's already gone, by the way.
Okay.
She would have grabbed Zuri's
You
hand.
you can see the others leading the hippogriffs below deck. You can follow them.
I mean, Azure was just
Yep.
fucking.
As you
Run
all kind of
below
follow
deck.
yep. So there's the deck of the ship, and then there's a raised part where the captain's, what seems to be a captain's wheel is, but it's an enclosed cabin above. You can see there's big windows, and kind of a 360 pattern on the top, second floor of this deck. But below that is a set of double doors that open up, and you can see they descend down into the bowels of the ship. And they're leading the hippogriffs down there. Everyone seems to be kind of running about, getting things ready, leaving the five of you kind of to your own devices at the moment, as everyone seems to be too busy to pay attention to you at the moment. One Aarakocra runs up really quick. In one hand, what seems to be a bundle of like wrapped up food, and in the other seems to be a bucket of water. Kind of comes to a stop. The water splashes out, and he drops a couple. Here. There you go. All right, perfect. Runs off.
I'm sorry.
Sorry for what?
I was distracted trying to find what's wrong with Odysseia, and I forgot to make things. And then we got into a fight, and I didn't have anything to help. And I should have. I'm really, really sorry.
You're fine. If
I
anyone
forgot
should be sorry, it's
to
me.
make things. And we could have died, and I didn't have anything to help.
What about the two giant wings on your back? Pretty sure that played a huge role in us not plummeting to our death.
Ophelia, it seems he didn't even know about them before now.
So what? He still saved us. What are you apologizing for?
I didn't have any arrows or anything made to stop the monsters.
Varian, we were never going to win that fight. We had to
But-
run.
No, but I could have slowed them down and gave you guys a better opportunity, but I didn't have anything made because I was distracted and I forgot.
But you did the slime thing. It's okay. You contributed.
You helped plenty.
You did everything you could, Varian. Stop beating yourself up, mate.
An entire hull. You kept them at bay. It took everything in me to blow up one hull. You pulled ass. Don't beat yourself up. And she's gonna like hardly push into you, but it's like very brotherly in a way.
Yeah.
You, on the other hand, as she turns to Fenrir, what do you want to call that?
Sorry, I thought I could find help.
Find help. We are the help.
Were you trying to find help or were you trying to prove a point?
I thought I could find us some help. I probably definitely wasn't a smart move.
While this conversation is going on, Zuri is going to pull more snacks out and hand them to Varian and be like, and her hair is going to turn pink. Here, eat some of this cooking. It's great. It'll make you so much better. It'll cheer you up. I promise.
I'll be more mindful in the future.
It's not about being mindful. We told you to be quiet before you busted open the doors. We said run. You stayed to fight. Look, I'm not
wanted
much
to
of a
make sure.
joiner either, but if we're all doing something, we're all kind of stuck together. Because you stayed to fight, we all had to stay to fight. We almost died. I can't die, Fenrir. I mean, seriously.
I wanted to stay and make sure y'all got away.
We needed to run, mate. I appreciate the sentiment of you holding the line, however, holding the line was not a good option.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
You know, I'm not used to you taking accountability. It's quite refreshing. I appreciate it. Now I need to be honest with you. Please be careful. We're a team. If we say be quiet, please be quiet. I know you have the military experience. I need you to prove it to me. Because right now, your decision making has put us in danger a few times.
Can do.
Appreciate it. I appreciate your help.
And Zuri's gonna walk up with a snack and have her hand like out and like handing it to Fenrir. I'm sorry, I wouldn't let Ophelia kill you. Please eat.
It was well deserved. Thank you.
Everyone but Fenrir notices something, and it is up to you all to decide whether you would like to say something or not. But as Fenrir takes the snack and begins to eat it, from behind Fenrir, you see a hippogriff approaching, lured in by the smell of that snack. A tall, majestic, horse-like creature with a bird beak in front. It seems to almost be, with its eagle-like eyes, slowly moving up behind Fenrir.
I angle my head to get a little bit of a better angle, but
Fame.
Fenrir, as you're take the first bite of the cookie, the snack, and it's delicious.
hey, Dory.
Say hi. Even though they're about to let me get eaten by a hippogriff.
The hippogriff comes just to the left of Fenrir's face, and with a tongue coming out of the beak, just right up the side until your hair sticks straight up.
Ah! I'm gonna spin around real quick and toss the food.
As you
Oh,
toss it up, it snaps it, and then it looks at you expectantly.
Varian's gonna come forward like, I want to pet you, but I don't know if I should touch you. Like, hesitant, kind of. It's so cute.
Y'all
Animal.
weren't gonna say anything?
you made a friend.
Look, he likes you.
Could have bitten my head off.
It
You
was
would've been fine.
friendly.
He's a kind creatures, mate. You're fine. Look, he likes you.
Bumps you like kind of in the head with its head, and it looks at
No.
you expectantly.
Slowly reach my hand out up to the side of its beak and try and pet its beak.
It lets you, but then it gently, like with its beak, takes your hand, lifts it, and puts it towards your pocket, and looks at you expectantly.
Is it robbing him?
Do
More
I
like
have any food?
extortion.
More food on me?
Do you have any rations?
I assume so. I don't remember eating any.
I certainly hope you did while you were out in the plane of Earth. Otherwise, we should retroactively say that you're a skeleton.
I'm just gonna turn my pockets inside out, and there's nothing there.
Zuri's hair is going to turn back pink, and she's going to walk up to the thing and break apart another, we'll call it a cookie, and hand half the cookie to the Griffith.
It will snatch it from you and then continues to stare at you guys.
It's so cute.
It'll keep asking all day. As you turn to see the little loose arrow, Kenku. Bottomless pit.
Our savior, you've returned. Thank you for coming back.
His feathers fluff up. Crazy?
She's gonna run over and she's gonna like try to like pick up his wings and be like, "How do these things work?"
Sorry, put the nice Kenkuman down.
But I need to know. Like, he's so majestic and he flew. Like, he was so helpful and he was majestic and just so graceful. Like it was astounding.
Our friend really is very grateful for you saving us, and she's a bit of a psychosis with the near-death experience, so just give her a moment. She's very grateful.
Suri's hair is gonna turn back to silver, and she's going to like look to see like that she's holding his wings, and be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and just like put his wings back up. Thank you so much for your kindness. And her face is all flushed. She's like,
Don't touch. Happy to help. Don't touch.
If you don't mind me asking, you want to say something? Ophelia?
No, I would just. No, it was a dumb joke. Sorry, go ahead.
I need to hear it.
No, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it anymore. I was gonna have her say something like, "Don't touch" is like my not often. Anyway, it was gonna be so funny. I'm sorry. Continue.
If you don't mind me asking, how'd you make that acid arrow?
I didn't. Tidmill did.
It was Tidmill.
You see him kind of think for a moment. Make arrow. Kind of just. He looks a little disgusted, and he begins to speak to you, and you hear the broken noises again. It sounds like someone's been, like 5 different people trying to stitch their voice together. Where before, as you guys were just talking to him here, he seemed to have a level voice. Main engineer for the ships. Very good with mechanics and creating things like the acid arrow.
I'm sure Varian would love an introduction if you can arrange it.
Varian immediately turns to Azrael, like, with wide eyes, like, can I go?
You're your man. What would you like to do?
Well,
I'll
we
take
have
that
to
as a
stay
yes.
together. We have to stay together.
You can go, mate.
Can I meet him? Them?
Up to council.
Who is this council?
Leaders of Odyssey. You guys will hear a whine in the air. Eye Drake spotted. We're diving down. All hands diving down. Never heard of a noise like that before. But you heard his voice, Davdin's voice, throughout the entire ship.
Blueprints, right? Like, for this ship thing?
I don't know.
Farron's gonna immediately start drawing everything that he sees. And then he's gonna stop, pause, and start, if this can be a short rest, he's gonna start working on some things so that he's ready for, in case there's a fight.
Okay.
And then go back to drawing, depending how much time we have.
The general hum in the ship that you kind of have noticed but haven't really been paying attention to begins to get louder. As you will feel almost like your stomachs drop as the ship itself begins to descend. There's no windows down on this lower deck, as you kind of are standing right now in the hippogriff pin. or just outside of it. Luce Air kind of looks around. You can hear the boards that make up this ship kind of groan as it begins to continue. We are diving into turmoil.
Sorry, turmoil.
Thunderclouds.
How safe is that?
Very.
Well, that's all I had.
You will see another crewman, what seems to be an Arakaka, comes up. The captain wants to see you in the top deck. If you can follow me,
All of us.
preferably.
Follow the nice man.
Yep.
He leads you over to a ladder in the back of this area, and you guys can begin to kind of climb up to what seems to be a hatch that he opens up. His wings tuck in to get through the space as you all crest up into what seems to be the captain's room. It's not like his bedroom or anything like that, but it's where they seem to steer this airship. There's a large panel of what seems to be buttons, levers, switches, and gears on the right-hand side, where a number of different crewmen, one Arakakra, two Kenku, are moving a bunch of stuff, and you can see and hear steam hissing as pipes running from that seem to disappear into the deck below. 360 degrees around you are large panel windows with what seems to be some kind of black lattice in between. In front of what seems to be a large captain's wheel, as well as to the right what seems to be a big lever that's currently in the down position, but you can see a number of different little notches along its path. And you can see also you're just beginning to dip into what seems to be a cloud bank. The very very edge of what seems to be the horizon off in the distance disappearing into this into just clouds in every direction.
It's a lot more advanced than anything we have back in. Excuse me. Anything we have back home.
Really?
Varian is already up at the deck, trying to like look and like holding, biting his fingers. They're like in his pockets, so he doesn't touch anything.
To be fair, mate, Nexus is walkable. We don't really need them.
Oh,
Yes, we do.
all right. There's some ground in the plane of air, but most of it's in the turmoil. What were you gonna say, Ophelia?
Oh, I had a question. Sorry.
Yeah.
Is the level of technology the same since Ophelia's been here last? Is it looking good? Looking the same? Looking less advanced?
Make a history check. I don't know. You've seen airships before, but you never really paid attention. The ones you were in were comfy. They weren't all like this.
Okay.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I said okay.
I just
Varian,
I figured you want to see when we descend down into the turmoil. It's a I guess. Did you want to? You don't have to. I just.
Yes.
Oh, great, perfect.
a Varian is if the people are not distracted and answer him, he is asking all kinds of questions. What's this? How does this work? Like to anyone who is there, and will answer him.
one of the Aarakocra will. This is ballast control. It raises the steam pressure in boiler number 1. This raises the steam pressure in boiler number 2.
You use steam for energy?
We use electricity for energy.
Do I know what electricity is?
You know what lightning is and everything.
I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
Varian is making notes.
As the cloud you're descending in gets darker and darker, you will suddenly see a lightning bolt crash across the sky in front of you. The whole ship seems to shake as the lightning goes past. We're getting to the turmoil now. Things are going to get a little... You've never been on an airship before. Things get a little back and
Rocky.
forth. Yeah, I guess. Another lightning bolt crashes, and you see it actually slam into the side of the large balloon that is just above you. Its shadow kind of casting onto the deck. But instead of it causing any damage, you see the electricity slam into the metal lattice that's around the balloon and immediately disperse. And you will hear a whine as Varian, you'll notice a little display on the panel fill up.
You're collecting energy from the storm. Makes note.
Yeah, that's right. You don't have airships. Yes, the lightning of the turmoil powers the ships.
And you're sure this isn't magic?
A little bit, I think. I know how to run the ship. I don't know how to build it. I'll have to ask the Marblebacks about that.
Who are they? Where do we find them?
Well, I'm also not very good at history. This is why we should wait for the counselors. I have a very specific expertise, which is flying ships. So, what's Nexus like? As he seems completely nonplussed about the fact that now the ship is like lightning striking everywhere. Nobody in
Does
this
anyone have a
ship
bucket?
seems concerned.
Does anyone have a bucket?
You got a bucket?
Do you need a bucket? For what?
Please.
Oh, bathrooms are lower deck.
Lower deck. Go lower deck. Go lower deck.
Sarah's going to like pull out a bag and like hand it to Fenrir and be like, "Do what you need to do, but run down."
Oh, is he ill? Does he have an illness?
Oh.
This is the first time we've been on an airship. He doesn't have much of a stomach for it.
I prefer solid ground.
Why? I'm confused.
It's
Been
a
on
human
boat
thing.
before?
I've never seen anyone like this
I
unless they're ill.
I don't think people with wings can get motion sick. It would be counterproductive.
Motion sick.
I think that's what it's called. I've never seen it, but
You get sick by motion?
some people do.
I've never heard of that before.
Sarah's gonna be like on a boat, or once I read in a story that this happens on a boat. If you're familiar with a boat,
This is a boat.
it goes over water. So if you take a piece of paper and you fold it into a shape that does not hold water, and you push it that across the water and it floats, that's a boat.
Like a cork duck.
Yeah, exactly. Not knowing what that is, or you're just gonna agree?
Oh, you know what that is. You just saw about 50 of them at my place.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Fenrir's gonna sit down against the wall and every so often you hear vomiting noises.
Ugh.
I'm sure he's all right. Someone go get him a bucket, please.
This bag's filling up.
Ugh.
Nobody
As long
moves when he says that. Unless somebody wants to clean that up, go get a bucket.
I'll take care of it. And Sarah's gonna walk over, or go to where Fenrir is and cast Lesser Restoration to relieve his motion sickness. And as you see
Temporary
like
relief.
as you see like the glow, you hear like a shriek from Zuri. From Zuri. A pure joy. And then Fenrir, you'll feel fine for a temporary.
Is she sick too?
period.
Is she motion sick too?
Oh, she just makes weird noises when she heals people.
Thank you, Zuri.
It's a very eclectic group, mate.
I didn't want to imply anything. I don't know anything about Nexus.
It's not a Nexus thing, it's just a her thing.
Gotcha.
At this point, Varian may low-key be getting in their way as he's like crawling under the thing, trying not to get in their way, but to see all of like the undersides of all of the decks if he can, and the panels.
As you all continue to kind of either nurse Fenrir or watch Varian scutter about the interior here, looking at every single bolt and screw in this entire ship. The clouds outside begin to get darker and darker. The lightning maintaining a rather steady but often pace. Rain begins to buffet the windows as well with the wind, as you have basically flown into a perpetual thunderstorm. Nobody on the ship seems concerned about the buffeting winds and the way the ship kind of gets blown about and knocked about. The engine's powerful enough, it seems, to overcome mostly the high winds here. And every lightning strike that gets close to the ship is simply absorbed into its power banks.
Do you absorb the wind too? Like if you can absorb the thunder or the lightning.
Oh, they do it on Odyssey.
Cool.
But the lightning is more than enough energy, as I think. And that's what I've heard.
But wouldn't wind be easier to find than lightning?
I don't design those. I just fly ships. Sorry. I'm not much help. Like I said, new captain. Second journey out.
Man, you're doing a great job.
What'd you do before this?
I farmed.
Quite the step up.
Yeah, I seem to have a knack for it. As
Couldn't
he's
have
kind
had
of
me fooled.
one hand on the wheel.
Let me ask you something, mate.
Hmm.
This is your second trip. What happened to the previous captain?
I'm retired.
And you inherited this crew?
Yeah, more or less.
I can see why they don't respect you. Not out of being mean, but listen. They're his old crew. You have to prove yourself to them.
I thought the fact that I could fly a ship was proof enough. He's kind of like low now, so the rest of the crew doesn't hear him.
And that's fair, but any man can fly a ship if he goes to the school.
No, not actually. To fly an airship, it's a high honor.
Right. Well, you should give us some more time.
That's what the other captains say. When they're not. Never mind.
When they're not making fun of you.
We should be getting close to Odyssey. Turns around to the wheel.
We'll have another conversation.
The ship will suddenly break through what seems to be a cloud bank into an area that seems to be kind of like almost like a vacuum of of clouds. It's not very large, but enough to see that floating inside of this zone, with lightning strikes slamming into similar sized balloons, is not an airship, not two airships, hundreds and hundreds of airships, all interconnected by walkways and ropes and chains, both vertical and horizontal, into an amalgamation of these airships all lashed together. You see propellers keeping it steady on certain sections. You see it held aloft by these gas bags, as well as what seems to be large propellers beneath to power it. What seems to be a massive city made entirely of airships. Oh, this is Odyssey, he says, completely nonchalantly.
You never worry about any of these just falling out of the sky?
Well, no, they're all interconnected, except for a couple.
And if one of them breaks, it doesn't pull others down?
I don't think so. There's plenty of redundancy. Only the blacksmith ship is pretty separate.
And what if there's not enough lightning to power all of them?
Oh, there's plenty of lightning in the turmoil.
I want one.
Can I make an insight check on him?
On Davden?
Yeah, what kind of energy is he giving off? Like, I can't.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. I'm so confused by his super nonchalant energy.
I want to do the same thing.
Make an insight check.
By golly, he's a straight shooter.
With a 19 and an 11. I'll give it to you as well, Ophelia. You reason, one, he seems to be a rather nonchalant individual as well. A little bit finding it difficult to take the reins of leadership. So he's kind of just like, yeah, I'm kind of chill. The second thing is, this is likely his home. He seems nonchalant because this is what he grew up with. This is what he knows. This isn't exciting. This isn't abnormal. It would be like somebody coming onto your street outside your house and being like, "Whoa, pavement! Whoa, there's grass!" Like, you'd be like, "Yeah, what are you fucking talking about?" To you guys, this is incredible display of engineering, marvel technology. To him, it's Tuesday.
Okay.
Can I have a Tuesday? You
will suddenly hear a squawk in the noise again, that whine. Airship Davden, report. 1 second. And he reaches underneath the captain's wheel. He pulls out what seems to be a little bronze box. This is Captain Davden of the airship Davden. I have special cargo. Need to dock near the counselor's plaza. Over. You hear that whine again. Proceed to Bay 3. Over. And he kind of puts
He's
it back on the...
next to him. What's that? How does that work? Makes notes, drawing it.
They call it a sending box. I don't know exactly how it works, but it lets us talk distances. Not far distances, but distances.
Like a sending stone. But in a box.
Yeah, like that.
Can they hear you all the time?
No, only once we're near Odyssey. We have to be pretty close, at least within a few miles.
But is there like an ignition, like a button that you push to talk to them, or do they just
pulls
hear
that again?
you?
Yeah, right here. He kind of puts it a couple times, and you will hear the whine again. Airship Dovden, please stop hitting the button.
Do they need a different one for each ship?
Yeah, most airships have them.
Yeah, but down there, do they have one for each ship?
Oh, I don't know.
And how do they know that that was you pushing the button?
Only the captain's allowed to touch it.
But they called you out. So, like, does yours have a special signal?
Yeah, they call them frequencies. I have a specific frequency. They whenever I come into port to repair it, they fix it up to the right frequency, and then I just press the button, and I can talk to them.
Zuri's like
Strange
sketched
magic.
out, and she's just like, her eyes are like wide, like, whoa, technology.
That would be so cool. If we could make those, then we could like talk to each other from like different rooms. Or once we get the crystal thing dealt with, we could like talk to Odysseia from my house. Or you could talk to your boss from my house.
Baron,
sure.
maybe you should work on that.
Oh, Varen's got notes. It's like plans.
Davden, do they still have the nicer ones? You know, like with the velvet couches and the bar carts. Are those ones still flying around?
Oh, the counselor ship is one of the luxury airships.
Great, the counselor's ship. Great.
It's where the counselor lives, and they hold their meetings. It's where we're going.
Great! That's great! Wonderful. Oh, I'm so glad we had this little chat.
Sure. If you don't mind, we're getting close now. I need to...
Do your thing, mate.
He turns around, and over the course of the next couple of minutes, you see the airship slowly begin to kind of pull in towards about the midsection. Not too far. You can tell the luxury ship he was talking about, kind of on the right side, just peeking out what seems to be a large bow of some kind of white-colored ship. The wood and everything's been painted a stark white. It's much larger than this airship. In fact, a lot of the airships that have been attached to each other here as part of the city are much, much larger than the airship Davden flies. As he pulls in to like a little section, it almost looks like a dock or a bay, as he just kind of glides it right in. You see him kind of with one hand holding the wheel and the other hand holding the lever. And every time he moves it up, the airship kind of begins to lift, and every time he pulls it down, begins to kind of slowly drop. As he eases it in, you can see a collection of humanoids, mostly Kenku and Aarakocra, but you also see another race that you haven't seen too often in Nexus, but in another place you've been to, Deep Gnomes. Ropes go over the edge as the crew comes out, and they begin to tie off the ship and everything. And the gangplank is eventually dropped. All right, let's get you to the counselors. You all right?
Yep.
Ophelia's running off. She's let's go, come on, get up.
Wait, I'm still drawing this.
No, she hooks arms with him. Let's go.
I just feel like you just have him by the back of the shirt
Yeah.
and you're just like dragging.
Yeah.
Like, but I was scruffed puppy.
Right behind you.
You all head down the ladder back towards where the hippogriffs were. You can see that they're pulling them off of the ship, off to the side of. There's two gangplanks, one on the left, one on the right. They're going on the left one as you guys descend down the right one. As you do, you will see a particularly important-looking Aarakocra at the end of the gangplank. They're wearing what seems to be pretty ornate leather armor. They have a spear in their hand, but you can tell even at a glance it's ceremonial, as the point is not sharp in any way, shape, or form. Kind of leaning there. Davden, you said you had special cargo. Yeah. These people. Humans aren't special cargo. Oh, but these ones are. And that's not a human, it's a tiefling.
I'm just gonna let that one slide. We're from Nexus. Different plane of existence. We portaled here.
Kind of leaning on the spear. His eyes flick to Davden, and you go. Come with me and we'll verify that story.
All right.
I'm the Counselor of Expeditions, Rarif.
Counselor Rarif, I would very much like to learn how to make airships, please.
In due time. First things first. Come with me to the counselorship. Davden, I expect a full report on all of this by tomorrow. Oh, of course! By tomorrow. I heard it the first time. By tomorrow. I got it. You see the counselor turn around and leave. Davden gives you guys kind of like a...
Are we separating from Davden?
At this point, yes.
Okay, before he runs off, Ophelia's gonna approach him really quickly. Davden, bit of advice. Can I give you?
Sure. I'm all ears.
Honor and loyalty are two completely different things. So if your men don't respect you, work on the latter.
Loyalty?
Yes.
How do I do that?
Earning theirs. Either by fear, charisma, or show strength. Never fails.
Can we hear this?
She's not
That's what
whispering.
I was-
Yeah.
If I may interject. She is right. To an extent.
No, I'm always right. And I'm right about this.
Fear won't get you very far.
You literally
Depends.
don't know what you're talking about, Fenrir. I do.
Well, if I had any of one of those threes, I would work on it.
You don't. Even if you don't have it, act like you do.
Oh.
You're doing a fine job, Davden.
His men don't respect him. Don't lie to him.
If I may give some advice here.
Sure.
Servitude leadership is the best way in order to gain that loyalty. Make sure your men eat first, you eat last. Get to know them. Genuinely. Talk to them.
All right. I'll give it a try.
Cool. Be willing to take accountability for their mistakes. Whatever the case is.
At this point, you can see he's distracted. His eyes are flicking from you and then past you. Yeah, I'll take all of that into consideration.
He's doing a great job.
Thanks
I'm
for saving
assuming
us.
fucking counts. Yeah.
Mm.
Appreciate it.
My pleasure. I guess a coincidence that I happen to be there.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Can we go see the ships now? I'm assuming Ophelia's still holding Varian, who's like trying.
Yeah, she dragged him for this conversation back to Davden.
But I want to go.
As you guys turn around, you can see what he was distracted by. It was the counselor very impatiently leaning on the spear and just tapping his foot on the wood paneling.
See, we should go that way.
Fine. We're going. I
And
imagine
Mir's
he's
gonna
jabbing her leg. Sorry.
walk next to Ophelia as they go, and fear is not a tool that should be used.
As they're walking away, Zuri looks back at Dafton?
Yeah.
Dafton.
Daphne.
And points to Azrael and just like nods like, yeah, he knows the shit.
Devin.
And then continue
You
walking.
met Mama Gajos. She works scary very well. It really works for her. So, you know.
Ophelia,
And
if
sorry,
you
that's
wish-
towards Fenrir, not Devin.
Yes.
if
You guys are
your
walking
goal
away.
If your goal is to be more righteous, then fear is not a tool that you should wish to wield.
I wish to be righteous, but I'm not talking about me. He wanted the fastest way. The best way. Or no, it was an option. I gave him 3 options. Fear is the most powerful motivator.
A good person shouldn't encourage evil in others, whether or not they do it themselves.
I don't know if he's a good person. I'm giving him advice to survive.
Fenrir.
I-
Oh, he has a point.
As you say, Ophelia says, I don't know if he's a good person. Fenrir, you're looking past her towards the ship, and you see Davden giving a hug to one of the crew.
You shouldn't seek to drag others down.
I'm not. I'm trying.
Always
I was doing
encourage-
a good deed, Fenrir. What is your problem? I was trying to help him. I helped him. What is your problem? I'm writing that down in my book. I did a good person deed, and you can't take that away from me.
Zuri pats Ophelia on the head.
Yeah, it's very into, but like over his shoulder. Good job, Ophelia.
Thank you. Thank you.
Fear has nothing to do with being good or bad, mate. It's a tool. Just like charisma, sex, persuasion, deception.
Hmm.
There are many different ways to gain loyalty, and many different ways to fool other people.
At this
Only a
point-
few,
Go ahead. Continue.
but shoot, I lost my train of thought there. But not every tool available should be used.
Maybe
What?
you.
Disagree.
You need different tools for different jobs.
I
Are we
can't
following
help
him at this
But
point?
interrupt. Yeah, he stops, turns around.
Oh, Ophelia bumps into him. Sorry.
I can't help but over here. And now I have a cause for concern. I don't know what things are like in Nexus. We don't steal, we don't kill, we don't hurt other people. Here in Odyssey, understood?
No,
Understood.
that's not the case here. No, understood.
Criminals are thrown into the abyss.
Who's he
Is that a
looking
name
at
of
when
a
he says that?
place, or is that a place, a name, or like something else?
The corners where the beak meets his cheeks kind of does tighten in their version of a smile before he just turns around without a word and continues.
I think he just throws you overboard.
Fear actively. See, definitely a good tool.
I mean, she pats Varian on the head.
It doesn't take too long before you leave this bay of where all the airships are docked, and you step into what seems to be the aforementioned Counselor's Plaza. The area here is what seems to be a large, round, open area with 3 levels: an outer ring, an inner ring, and then a small disc in the center. Even that small disc is probably about 60 feet by 60 feet. Every section is made of wood, and you can see the levels kind of fluctuate and change as the ship and all the ships around it kind of heave itself at different times and different patterns, creating kind of almost a wave, a ship on or dock on the waves kind of effect. People are walking around the outer ring, going down to inner rings to cut pass through. The very center inner ring actually has what seems to be a few benches, almost like a park, or a facsimile of a park. In the center of this area, kind of only probably about 15 feet below you guys, is a tall statue made of pure iron. It reaches about 25 feet high, and it depicts two individuals. One seems to be a Kenku, wearing what seems to be a breastplate, a small cap helmet, and is holding a sword out, kind of with a steely glare. Just to his right, as they're kind of like almost shoulder to shoulder, is what seems to be a deep gnome with a small pointed beard, holding what seems to be a wrench in one hand and kind of doing this kind of pose with the other. Also a steely glare off into the distance. As you kind of walk around the outer ring, it does not take too long to get to the counselor's airship. A series of steps, like a gangplank leading up to about the mid-deck of the airship itself. In front are a few Aarakocra in what seems to be breastplates, guards. They have short swords kind of in their scabbard, but they're holding spears, not too dissimilar to Rarif's. They kind of give a bow with just a nod of their head as he walks in without pause. When you walk in, just like Ophelia had said, there are the interior here is carpeted. The walls are finely decorated. There seems to be a chandelier hanging over an entryway, where you see off in one corner seems to be a collection of 3 humans and a dragonborn, all talking amongst themselves. Before a door suddenly opens to their left, and they're ushered in by an Aarakocra. The rest of the place looks like a large lounge, a place to sit and wait. Rarif turns to you all. The counselors may be a while. They're likely engaged in other meetings with denizens. But if you would please have a seat, we can get everyone together and begin to discuss where you come from and why you're here.
We'll be waiting.
If
Understood.
Davden says you're from Nexus, I believe it.
If Ophelia lets Varian go, Varian is again inspecting like all of the walls and making notes and yeah.
Be free. Is there a drink cart?
No, but shortly after you sit down, there will be what seems to be a deep gnome female comes in. She's not scantily dressed, but suggestively dressed, I would say. Comes in with a drink cart. Any drinks for you all? Anything I can get you?
Blueprints? Do you have blueprints?
No.
Oh. Thanks anyways.
Water? Any
Wine.
wine?
Wine.
Wine.
Sure thing.
I'll take
Pours
some
you a
water.
glass of wine. Water. What did you say, Zuri?
Water.
Water.
Water for me.
3 waters and a wine.
Take a wine also.
3 waters and 2 wines.
Thank you.
Thank you.
She pours it all for you and hands it over. If you need anything else, just hit that bell on the wall over there.
Like a hanging bell, or is it like a doorbell?
A doorbell.
I'm investigating the doorbell.
It says above it, it says, for an attendant, please ring bell.
Where does the sound go? How does the sound travel?
I don't know. All I know is I can hear it in the kitchen.
Bell goes to kitchen.
Was she
She.
human? Oh, sorry.
She was deep gnome.
Oh, deep gnome. Thank you.
So darker gray skin, on the shorter side, 3.5, 4 feet tall.
Okay.
Azul's gonna hold out his wine glass to cheers with Ophelia.
Yeah, she'll exhaustedly cheers you back.
It was a way to start a conversation. Oh, seeing how you were just saying like, ugh. There's a great fireball back there, by the way. Would have been swarmed if it wasn't for you.
She's gonna take a long sip on her wine. Look at you with like, I want to like say like a lot of emotion behind her eyes. I know. I'm amazing. We would have all died had it not been for me. I mean, I'm definitely getting like what? How many points do you think that was worth?
I would say about 10, 20 maybe.
But like in the grand scheme of thing, like if you could give me like a percentage.
5%. It's a big jump.
Okay, that's good. Five. And she's gonna take out, like, she has a piece of paper tucked in between her breasts, and she takes it out really quickly, and a little charcoal down there too, and she writes something on it, and she just quickly folds it, puts it back.
You said there was a lot of motion behind her eyes?
Yeah, she meant it like me. I'm amazing. I saved us all.
You did good. Good job. Good job saving him. Old bastard when I was have killed.
Do you think he meant it? I wanted to ask him that. Actually, let's ask him that. Fenrir,
No? Yes?
did you mean what you said?
About what?
That you'd die for any one of us, really?
Absolutely.
Can I insight check him?
Sure, make an insight check. Fenrir, you can, to GM, either roll persuasion or deception.
Why did it roll twice?
If you're lying or not.
I would like to also insight if I can.
Okay.
No, I mean, he's persuasion or not deception. No, he's truthful, so persuasion.
Okay. Just a heads up. The reason why I say persuasion or deception check to a GM roll is so that you always have deniability if you ever do want to lie. Because if you every time that you're telling the truth, you're like, yeah, persuasion check, absolutely. And the one time you want to lie, you're like, sure, I'll roll it. Everyone's gonna know you're lying. So it's plausible deniability for future cases. So just in the future, just say, okay, I'll know you made a persuasion check, and then I can say, you guys see that he's telling the truth. Basically like that.
Oh, my bad.
All good. Just for future cases. Yes, as the two of you read him, Fenrir seems absolutely genuine.
I believe him.
Okay, the side glance to feel. Yeah, he's telling the truth.
I've lived a longer life than most these days. So I think it'd be well worth it to make sure others can do the same.
But I thought you didn't like us.
Not true. I admit I've been a little off lately, but you've kind of grown on me.
Zuri like side eyes Ophelia.
She makes eye contact with Zuri. Ophelia nods.
Fenrir.
Yes,
What do
Zuri?
you that why did you think that it was in your best judgment to do what you did back there?
Which part?
When you stood there to that horrendous thing.
Well, Ophelia said that, she scoffed when I said that I wouldn't die for anyone, and your lives are more important to me than my own. So I wanted to try and make
Wait.
sure y'all got away.
Wait.
If it,
You stood in front of a monster and almost got ourselves all killed to prove that you would save everybody from dying. That was the reason. That's there's meds for like bipolar medication things, right?
Come on, Varian.
There's a doctor that you can talk to.
Varian.
That's
I
not
think
fair.
he's sick. I know.
That's not fair.
That's
not
not
nice to
fair.
say.
He was trying to prove a point.
I
Poorly.
appreciate.
in hindsight,
If you could
I pro-
redo that situation, what would you do, Fenrir?
I'd go with y'all.
So you wouldn't have stood back by that huge monster in attempting to fight it?
No.
Do you understand our concern here, Fenrir, with your actions?
Yes.
And if you ever
Okay,
feel like, go ahead, sorry.
At this point, he's looking at the floor. He's not making eye contact with anyone. Shamefully.
Zuri is going to walk up and take a finger underneath his chin and make him have eye contact with her. You have faith, and I know your faith guides you, just as mine does. But have a little faith in the group when we say we need to run.
I believe the man gets the point. He's learned his lesson. He may be an old dog, but he can definitely learn new tricks, and he's already apologized. He'll do better
Everyone
next
can
time.
be. I believe everyone can be saved. But monsters like that don't think, they don't reason. And 20 years ago, they killed my wife and child. I feel pain every time I have to use a weapon on someone, but not. It brings me joy to destroy creatures like that.
Same for me, mate. The crusade is holy, just bad point in time. You take it, but completely understand the point you were trying to make. You understand what they're saying. No hard feelings. Completely understood. Let's just move forward. Can we all agree?
Yes.
We can we pivot this conversation?
Two.
Varian, what are you?
Holy shit, I forgot about that.
I've been asking the same question since the plane of Earth. We're metallic freckles.
Goals.
Varian, that could have come and, been handy so many times before now. I wish we would have figured, can you control it?
I don't even know where they came from or what. That's wings.
Let's wind this back, Varian.
No, I don't think I can control it.
What do you know about where you came from?
I came from the compound. Sorry. I came from the compound.
And do you know if your mother and father are actually your mother and father?
Yes, they're actually my mother and father.
We might want to ask Italia about that when we get back.
Your hair
Are
is
you
blonde.
implying that they lied to me?
Possibly, but your hair is blonde. Your mother's hair is gray or white-ish, and your father's hair is black.
Yeah, I look just like my mom.
Not saying they wanted to deceive you, maybe to protect you. I don't know.
I would like to note Varian really is a splitting image of his mom. Sorry, spitting image of his mom.
So then, so then you have an ancestor, maybe? Maybe you're related to Odysseus. Or someone else.
Wait, do you think this is because I said Odysseus was my family?
No. I think you were just, that was a weird coincidence. When I saw the wings, did they look like something I'd see like on a celestial or something fucking weird?
They're made of light. Like it's actually so that's not actual feathers. They're incorporeal. It's made of light and shadows, just like Varian's magic. Every magic that you've seen, Varian casts is either light, made of like light particles or shadows, and his wings were the same.
Maybe you're a powerful magic caster and your power is like manifestation. Can you say Ophelia will get into fuck, I always forget it. It's I know it's
Elysium.
not, it is Elysium. I was gonna say it. Can you please say Ophelia is going to get into Elysium?
Ophelia's gonna get into Elysium.
But like with a lot of like put
Ophelia explodes.
Ophelia's gonna get into Elysium.
Boom!
Me and Don, you're on the same page.
Yeah.
Donnie, I'm just sending you a message
Uh-huh.
because I think I have to make a roll here.
Oh.
Fudge name.
Varian. I would like to try something with you, if you don't mind.
I've heard
Okay.
that one before.
I would like to put you in a place that you cannot lie, and in the case that you do, I will know, but in the case that you are being deceived, I will also know. Are you okay with this?
I don't know if that'll work on me, but you can try it.
Okay, I just want to make sure that I have your full consent before I do this.
Thank you for asking.
Zuri is going to cast Zone of Truth.
Okay, give me 1 second.
He is not saying this. Fenrir is not saying this. I just really want to say this. Just think, like we could just throw him off the ship again and see if it happens. Trial and error.
That's how birds learn to fly.
Okay. Varian, would you like to fail it, or would you like to be under the effect of Zone of Truth? Or would you like to try to make a save?
Varian will attempt to allow it to work on him. I don't know if
Okay.
it'll work on him, but he attempts to allow it.
It will.
Okay.
Do you believe that your father is your father?
Yes.
Does that tell Zuri like yes or no, or does it come back as
All that you know is that Varian cannot willingly tell a lie. Varian can obfuscate the truth. Varian can decide not to answer at all. Like he can tell a half truth, or he can try to word things in where he's not technically lying. But if Varian is saying yes flatly, you can reasonably be sure that he's telling the truth. Like it's 100%.
do you know what you are?
I'm a half elf.
Do you know what the other half is?
Half elf.
and half what?
Half elf?
There's another half.
Both of my parents are half elves.
So what is the other half?
I don't. They're both half elves. That's just its own thing, isn't it? I was always told it's its own thing.
Do you think that there's something else that they could be that was never told to you?
Well, I mean, technically anything could be possible, but that means that my parents would have lied to me. And my parents don't lie to me. They may not tell me things, but they don't lie to me.
Can
They
Suri
could
do an
hide.
insight check?
I mean, you can, but you don't need to because he's telling the truth. He's under zone of truth. He cannot
Okay.
tell a lie.
That's fair.
They may. There's a lot of reasons they could not tell you the truth, Varian. It might not be for a malicious reason.
I know. But I don't know if they didn't tell me that. And why wouldn't they tell me that? I feel like you might get wings is a pretty important thing to tell somebody. Like, it's like the sex talk. That's a thing you should have with your kids when they're, at an age where that might be a thing that could happen.
You hear about halfway across the room an Aarakocra who's got like a book in his hand just
Terrible timing.
turns to look back at the
Sorry.
book.
Red.
And you kind of yell out, "You have the sex talk!"
Sorry.
What do you think that was? I know what I think it was based on pictures that I've seen in the church.
What do you think it was?
I want to hear yours first.
Wait, I have to double check a thing. I think I need to do some research. Okay, I just have to ask Donnie a question.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
Real
Donnie
quick,
DM here.
so Varian does not know what he is. He has no idea.
Oh gosh.
Oh shit! Oh fuck!
Oh, jeez.
I don't think I can answer that.
Why not?
I can't talk about it.
Because
I can't talk about it.
okay, well this is getting us nowhere, and she cancels Zone of Truth.
Do you feel normal now? Can you lie?
Purple hair. Yes, I can lie.
Did it feel
What conf-
weird? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, it's-
Which the wings? The wings felt very weird. Also, my back is still kind of sore because I feel like I used muscles there, but there's no muscles and there's no. It's very confusing.
Did they itch?
I was more concerned about, the being hit by the wind and that to notice if they itched.
Marion, from what I remember in the church, what whatever happened to you, it seems to be related to the Celestials, and I think Odysseus might be able to shed some light on this when we get back.
Shed some light. Because his wings were made of light.
I couldn't see them. They were just kind of there.
No, they were
I
made
saw
of
them.
like literal light.
That's pretty
And
cool.
from what I recall, that's a sign of a Celestial.
I'm not a god. I think my parents would have said something about that.
Well, there was smoke and dark stuff too. There was shadow. It wasn't just light. You could
It
be
has
part
all the
demon.
signs.
That's my job.
I still think my parents would have said something about that.
Maybe they don't
Would it-
know themselves, but what happened to you has all the signs of a celestial being.
I mean, should I?
Zuri side eyes Ophelia really quick.
Mhm.
You're not allowed to start praying to me or acting weird.
Should I be the one to tell him, Zuri? Should I tell him?
Please. Please.
Okay, I'll do. I have to be the bad guy. Listen, Varian, darling. I hate to be the one to tell you this, but sometimes mommies and daddies don't only sleep with mommies and daddies. And your mother is a fine, fine specimen of a woman. I know. I've seen it. And you don't want to put her in a box. You just want to let her be her own woman.
That's my mom.
I know, and I'm on her side here. I'm just saying that sometimes
She wouldn't cheat on my dad.
I'm not.
Don't mean to interrupt. You see Rarif standing behind you all. I apologize if you're having familial problems, but the council is ready for you.
No problem. Big problems.
We're
We'll
fine.
discuss this more later.
We're coming.
As you all stand up and begin to follow him towards the doors that you saw those four individuals enter before, the three humans and the Dragonborn. Ophelia, you want to pull Fenrir just kind of off to the side
Yeah.
really quickly as you approach?
Yeah. As we're walking, Ophelia just kind of pulls and slows down her pace to be with Fenrir and just kind of holds his arm back. You know how I told Dabdin there were different ways to earn loyalty?
Yeah.
Well, you earned mine. I didn't get what you were trying to do when you were trying to fight that creature back there. But I understand you a little better now. I have your back too, Paladin. And she'll shove herself into you, like, with a shoulder.
That means a lot to me, Ophelia.
And if I'm being attacked and you want to decide on who you might save first, whether it's Varian or Azriel, I have your back too, so maybe if you want to save me first, I'm not saying you don't have to, but I mean, I'm very valuable, so just, keep that in mind. She's walking.
As you enter into the doorway, Councillor Rarif has not stopped at all, but you will walk into a large circular room, probably about, I use the word large a lot, about 120 feet in diameter. It's very spacious in here, in the center of which is a very finely hewn wooden table, probably about 30 feet in diameter. On the far side from the door are 5 individuals, one of which is Rarif as he walks around and takes a seat on the far right. Spread out so that you are facing the person in the center, and then about 5 feet to their left and right are 2 people, and then 5 feet from them are 2 other people. In front of you are 5 chairs, much closer on the exact opposite side of the table. Just to talk to these individuals, you probably have to speak up pretty loudly. As the doors close behind you, you will see an Arakocra guard kind of just closing the door and taking position. Rarif will gesture to the chairs. Please have a seat.
I'll take some.
Yep. We have many questions to ask of you. As you all take a seat, as you're taking the center, we'll go ahead and take a 5-minute break.
Dun dun dun.
Friend.
Wings.
My sister's
Welcome back. Last we left off, the 5 of you had just sat in front of the Council of Odyssey. 5 individuals spread out a little bit distance from each other, about 5 feet or so, where you guys are all more closer together, separated by a table by about 30 feet in a room that's easily 120 feet in diameter. The walls are painted white. The carpet is red. There's a single chandelier hanging in the center, lit by what seems to be some kind of magical light source. You can't see any candles or torches or flames, and they don't seem to, but you don't see any like odd magic items or crystals hanging in the chandelier either. It seems to be almost like mechanical in nature.
Pull out my notebook and start taking notes.
Cool.
I've never seen this kind of magic.
I want to make it.
The counselor on the far left stands up. They are an Aarakocra that has dark browns around their eyes and the tips of their wings, but white feathers on their legs, arms, and most of their face. I am the counselor of Coin, Haki. He gives a bow and sits back down. The second the person just to their right, your right, is a human. Kind of long blonde hair, tied up in a ponytail, with a pretty nice black and green jacket with gold accents. Stands up. I am the Council of Citizens, Aubrey Payton. The woman in the middle stands up, and you can, as she stands up, she's much shorter than everybody else, being pretty dark skin, pointed ears, deep gnome with white hair. She calls out, I'm the Counselor of Ships, Idal, Marbleback. And then the person to the right, her right, is a Kenku, but when he stands up, he rivals some of the Aarakocra you see. About 5'11". This is a massive Kenku. Every one of them that you've seen so far has been 4.5 feet. This guy is tall for a Kenku. I gotta get his voice right. I am the Counselor of Defense, swords on shield. And then to his right, of course, someone you recognize stands up. I am the Counselor of Expedition, Raref. The deep gnome in the middle stands up after he sits down. I understand you're new here, so going over a little bit of the council rules. You may only speak when you are standing. You must wait for the next person to finish before you stand. Even amongst yourselves. If you wish to answer as a group, you can confer with each other, but only one must stand and speak. Thank you. Now, if you could please introduce yourselves to us. As she sits back down.
Yes, Azrael will stand up first. Azrael Stormike, Captain of Nexus.
Fenrir will stand up. Next, Fenrir, Paladin of Veriton, and sit down.
A Varian will stand up. Hello, I'm Varian Greymane of Nexus. Nice to meet you all.
She couple nods.
And I'll sit.
Ophelia will stand. Sarah, I'm with them. Short wave and then sits down.
I love it.
Zuri will stand up. Zuri, cleric of Nexus of the Church of Vita.
You see one in particular, the human. He kind of gives a smile and kind of a head cock, but he doesn't say anything. All the rest of them kind of nod in acceptance. Idol stands back up. It's a pleasure to meet all of you. We've been getting a short briefing by Rarif, but you say you're from Nexus, like the Nexus, by way of portal. How did this come about without? Well, I'm assuming what happens to us happens to you. Aberrations, monsters pour out. How did you manage to get by this and come here? Why aren't there more of you? And she sits back down.
Fenrir will stand up. We were sent by the goddess Odysseia. Sent to retrieve an item. Perhaps my companion, Azrael here, could explain better. Fenrir will sit down.
Yep, he'll stand. Thunder is correct. We have been sent here by Odysseia herself. Unfortunately, these portals can only send a small group. Now, through the use of these crystals, he's gonna reach in his bag and put it on the table. Odysseus has found a way to travel between planes without bringing abominations along the way. We have to use a teleportation scroll to get here.
I'm gonna tug Azrael's shoulder.
He's gonna lean down.
You should make sure to let them know that Odysseus is the only one who can make the crystals work, so that they'll be willing to give us the crystals.
I was gonna get to.
Okay.
As I was just confirming with my friend here, Odysseus seems to have the power to work on these crystals and make them usable for teleportation. That's why we're here. She sent us here to find more of them.
You see Haki lean over towards Aubrey a little bit and starts to say something. You guys can't quite hear it. You can attempt to make a perception check if you would like to try to overhear.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to figure out how the lights work.
Is Ari out here with the fucking
Yeah, Zuri, you can faintly hear Haki kind of lean over to Aubrey. Are you familiar with this Odysseia? Aubrey looks at him and nods. Idel stands up. That's quite a tale, to have been sent by a deity such as Odysseia. That's... If one of our captains had not vouched for you, I wouldn't be believing you right now, but I have no other way to explain your presence. So I have no option to trust you. Do the other counselors agree? They'll kind of nod. I do recognize that stone in front of you. My father was working on them, researching into them. I remember as a child, shortly before all of this happened.
Which counselor is this, sorry?
This is Idal Marbleback.
It
The
is
demon.
Marvelback. Okay, perfect.
You say you need these crystals, and that's why you came here? She sits back down.
Exactly. Now I understand being skeptical. I would be too. Yeah, so we do need more of these. It'll aid us in not only protecting ourselves, but hopefully creating permanent portals between the planes.
Do you sit down?
Yeah.
She chews on her lip for a second and stands back up. And you can kind of tell the other counselors have questions, but they seem in tune with one another, and they notice that she's going to continue a little bit, so they hold back as she kind of ruminates for a second. She stands up. I'm very sorry to say that, as far as I'm aware, all of those gemstones that we still have would be either in the research laboratories at the palace or in its vault. The palace being in Akka. And we have no way to get there.
Sit down.
She sits back down after a second. Like she's gonna say something else, and then she sits down.
Stand back up. There's originally the reason why we came here. The Odyssey had told us to look for the Crown Prince. Unfortunately, we were told he no longer is alive.
You will see Swords on Shield stand up suddenly. And doesn't say anything, just walks out of the room. Not past you guys, but to a door off to the left. And closes the door with a little bit of a slam.
Yeah.
The other counselors just kind of avoid eye contact.
I seem to have hit a nerve, and I apologize. I assumed they were close. Look. If they're in the palace and in the vault, we only have one option. If you can help us, we can get there and we can get out. We have a means of escaping. We just need to get there. If it means dropping us off from an airship, from way above, and we fly down, whatever the case is. And he'll sit.
Fenrir's gonna stand up. Can you not use one of your magic flying machines to just go above the palace and let us hop off? And sit back down.
Idel stands up. And as she's standing up, you'll see the door open again, and Swords on Shield steps back in the door and walks over. And she sits down as he approaches, and he stands in front of his chair. I apologize for my outburst. Please proceed. As he sits down, Idel leans over and seems to say something to him. There's a perception check.
Yes. Yeet.
I do a perception check as well.
Asriel and Fenrir will catch.
Trying.
I know. Will catch that she's simply filling him in on what you guys just talked about. And after she's done, he'll stand up. You would not survive 5 seconds in the palace. The palace is where the portal is, and where they pour out from daily. There is no way you're getting in there alive. Then he sits back down.
Fenrir's gonna stand up. Oh. I mean, we're not just asking for your help for our own gain. What we're trying to do would affect us all. Could stop these beasts, and you could reclaim Akka. We're not asking for your help so we can go about our business. We're asking for your help to save every reality. This is for you just as much as it is for us. And he's gonna sit down.
Azra's gonna motion to Ophelia.
She like kind of stands up, dusts herself off a little bit. Hello, Sarah. I'm with them. I just wanted to illuminate that we're not like regular people. Like we're like we're we're kind of like heroes, and we want to save a bunch of we want to do good, right? And sure, little bugs may get in the way, but there has to be a way that we can get it. I mean, those crystals can't be lost. And we'll figure a way out. We just need a little bit of help, a little aid, getting there and maybe giving us a little information about the palace. Leave the rest to us.
Varian is writing notes and then like showing them to Azrael, who's next to him. By the way.
Okay, just mull on that, and she's gonna sit down.
Az will stand up. As Sarah said here, we are capable people. I understand that the situation is dire. There are many enemies within, and the chances of survival are slim to none. What is the case that we could possibly close the portal? Get in, close it, prevent any more from coming in. You have a possibility of reclaiming Akka, and we can get our crystals and get out.
Ophelia's kind of like coughing, trying to get your attention.
Yes.
She's allowed. Can you sit down?
Yes.
Is she allowed to talk, or is?
He has to sit down first.
Yeah, he's sitting down.
Okay. We can't actually promise them that we can close the portal. I don't have any fucking idea how to do that. Do you?
I'm sorry, you can talk amongst each other while someone's standing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so yeah, okay, then she's
apologize.
okay. Yeah, we can't promise them that. Don't fuck. I don't know how to fuck. If you know how to do that, I don't know how to fucking do that. We can't promise them shit.
Do I know how to close a portal, or do I know the theory behind it?
Actually, Donnie, do I?
Make an Arcana check.
Can I?
You cannot.
Um,
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
can I with
You may
a
not
spell-
either. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, continue, Zuri.
May I with a spell that I have?
No.
Well, since everyone else is trying, would Fenrir know? Can I make an Arcana check?
Zuri is going to stand. Although we cannot promise that we can close it, we can sure try. And in the case that it is unsuccessful, we can definitely clear out some bugs. However, we are only risking our own lives in the case and not asking for you to risk any of your soldiers, any of your people, any of your men, women, children, etc. And in the case that anybody does get involved, the paladin, Fenrir, and I will make sure they are in great health before we depart.
Sorry, can you get down? Sorry.
And then Zuri will sit down.
We can't actually promise the safety of anyone that comes with us. Maybe keep that off the table too.
What about the clockwork beetles?
Swords on Shields begins to stand, but he's stopped by Haki, who will stand instead. Like Haki kind of puts a wing out and stands instead. I'm sure what I'm about to say is very similar to what Swords on Shield was about to say. I appreciate your gusto, your call to action. But you do not know these lands. You do not know that city. You do not know its dangers. We do. When Swords on Shield says you would not last 5 minutes, he's being very generous. We are not going to send people to their death. Do you have a way back to where you came from? And Haki will sit back down.
Fenrir's gonna stand up. You could ask these people here. I sometimes value life to a fault, and I would never send anyone to their death lightly. But what we're trying to do is provide a future for your children, for every generation, and whatever sacrifice you or we need to make would be well worth it. But
Donnie,
yes, we have.
Continue, Fenrir.
But yes, we have a way back for ourselves.
can I
But
Arcana check the lights?
Sure. Continue, Fenrir.
I'm sure my companions would agree with me. I would never ask you to send anyone in if this wasn't truly worth it. And you cannot shoot, I'm losing my train of thought again. I give you my word as a paladin of Veritam that what we are doing is righteous and for the good of all. And he's gonna sit down.
With an Arcana check of 10, they don't seem to be magical.
I'm gonna stand.
You are interrupted in mid-stand by Haki again.
All right.
You do not have to leave. The city has plenty of bounty, and you're welcome to stay, explore, learn of our people, share in our food and our drink, and our wine and our wonders. I understand your frustration and what you speak of, but we have made a home here. We have food. We collect water. We have culture. We have industry. We have innovation. In fact, Haki gestures to Aubrey, the counselor of citizens. In fact, just before you came in here, we had been talking about and debating whether or not we should put growth on hold. New families. This is the second year in a row we've had an uptick in our population numbers. We're growing. We're thriving here. I'm not going to risk that for some crusade. Haki sits back down.
Zuri will like wave to Azrael to like hold off before he stands up. We wish to express our sincere commitment to the well-being and prosperity of your esteemed nation. However, our intentions are rooted in fostering positive relations and mutual growth between Nexus and the plane of air. We believe that in going to Journey to what was the place called? The
Akka.
city. To Akka is a shared opportunity, and with your collaboration, our goal to ensure the reopening of the portals would benefit all parties involved, promoting economic development and cultural exchange, and increase the connectivity between our plane and yours. However, please rest assured that in our actions, they are driven by genuine desire to strengthen your security and your well-being of your citizens. And we are open to the dialogue and cooperation of every step that is necessary to get there. And then she will sit back down.
Fenrir would like to talk among the group.
Just before you get to that, the second Zuri is on the downswing, Swords on Shields rockets up. In the interest of our people, do not come here telling us to risk our lives or to throw you into the fire and say it's in our benefit. Haki is right, we are thriving, and the last thing we need is a bunch of usurpers coming in here and telling us how to run our business situation, run our business. You know nothing. I will not send one single soldier to your aid. Not one. I will not send an airship. I will not send anything to assist you in this foolish endeavor. And sits back down.
Fenrir would like to confer with the group for a second.
Yep.
He looks visibly upset. These people are acting like cowards when there's something we could do for not just them, but for every realm, every plane of existence. They're hiding here.
What do you mean
And-
hiding? They're thriving. We don't have anything to
What?
offer them.
Must stop
Fenrir
everything.
wants to call them out for hiding and not doing anything.
No. That's not the point of this conversation, mate. They're not
It's a
hiding.
diplomatic conversation.
They're thriving. They have a civilization that is safe. The issue here is that they believe we'll die when we go up there. They don't know us.
Well, we could. If they're not going to help us, then we don't fucking need them. They're letting us stay in their city. So we go, we learn about their city, learn about the old palace, and find our own damn way in.
If they're thriving so well, why do they want us to stay so bad?
They don't want us to stay badly. They're just being nice.
Donnie, can Fenrir make a inspiration? Can I do a charisma check and make a rousing, inspirational speech and call to arms?
There's no DC high enough.